All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rikakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the whole elect, beginning with 144,000. Shalom. So this will be titled The Spirit of Discernment, right? And Lord willing, this is be a quick and edifying lesson, right? Straight to the point. But anyways, this is a quick testimony, right? From when I first came into the truth, it was back in December, 2019, right? And when I came into the truth, I wasn't following after Great Millstone right away, right? I was following after WFI, right? Watchman for Israel. And, that's what the brother, one of the brothers that had put me onto the truth had suggested me to, to watch, right? And I've probably, following after WFI for like 2 years or a little under 2 years. And, I stopped following them as they start going off on the MOTB, right, which is the RFID chip for the ones who don't know. But at the time, I didn't even know. But the brother had, sent the video. I think they had WFI did like a 5-hour damn lesson, right, going against GMS, the elders and apostles, right, about the MOTB, right. And the brother had told me like, hey, y'all don't watch WFI, right? Don't watch WFI no more, right? So at that time, like, damn, who the hell I'm gonna watch, right? Now I used to always see IUIC popping up on my YouTube and things like that. So I had started watching IUIC for maybe 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, if that, right? So then, mind you, at this point, I seen the video. I didn't watch the video that the brother sent, that 5-hour long video, right? But so at this point, I still don't know what the MOTB is, right? The mark of the beast. So I'm watching IUIC and Bishop Nathaniel. He going into breakdowns of Revelation. Then he get to the MOTB, which is in Revelation the 13th chapter. And he said that the MOTB is sin, right? And when he said that shit, I paused the video. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. I paused the video, and I'm like, sin. That shit don't even sound right, mind you, at this point in time, I didn't even know what the MOTB was. It's probably like 2021, 2022, maybe early 22, whatever the case may be. I was still in college at the time, so I'm like, nah, that don't sound right. And so I turned out the video, right? I turned out the video, and at this point, I stopped watching videos because I didn't know who to watch. I didn't know what account to watch, right? I didn't know what doctrine to fall out there. So then probably like a week later, the Lord, sifted me over to GMS, Great Millstone, right? And, Great Millstone, they preach the 100% truth, right? They preach the correct sound doctrine, right? And, and I'm still thankful for this day for the Lord, that the Lord, had me to follow out the Great Millstone, right? They're the apostles and the bishops, right? And and because when you falling after those false counts and those other counts, you move in the same spirit that they moving in, right? And at that time, they wasn't preaching about you got to do your own works. You got to go on the highways and byways. You got to do lessons. They weren't saying none of those things, right? And then when I was watching those counts, right, WFI, IUIC, right, I think Sons of Thunder was in the mix as well. And when I was watching those counts, I was still in the world, right? Still smoking, still going out, being wicked, things of that such. But when I came into Great Millstone, started following out the Great Millstone, that's when I was really reborn again, right? Which I feel like anyways, because that's when I repented from everything. That's when I know I really got the true knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. I really, cracked down, started doing the works and all that, right? And I've been doing the works for a little over 2 years now. So, always all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashin, Yahushua for that, right? But, if I ain't had that spirit of discernment upon me, I could have still been following after IUIC, right? Still been following after these false counts, right? So, it's all of the Lord's will, because like you said, Proverbs, the 20th chapter, verse 14, also like in verse 24, he say, man's goings are of the Lord been at all counts, meaning Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way, right? So it was of the Lord's will to direct my path, until following GMS, Great Millstone, right? And while we're in Proverbs, I'm going to go to the 14th chapter in verse 12. Oh, wait, no. Verse 16. Oh, wait. Verse 15. So like it says, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going, right? So if I was simple, I would have just believed this on the thing. Like, okay, yeah, the mark of the beast saying, blase, blase. I ain't know what the mark of the beast was until I got, until I, started following and listening out the Great Millstone GMS. This is the MOTB, it's the RFID tip, right? The C hip, the charisma, right? And it's not sin, it's not what people try to say spiritual. It's not none of those other things, man. It's the RFID chip. It's gonna be a chip that they're gonna try to implant in your hands or your forehead, right? So anyways, if I was that simple man, I could have just believed, WL5 or, IUIC, right? But the Lord had me with that spirit of discernment to where I didn't, and I looked it well to my goings, right? I had to, fall back, pray upon it. Lord, had me to fall out the great millstone, right? While I was still in Proverbs, we're going to go to the 3rd chapter in verse 5, and it say, trust in the Lord Yahweh with all thy heart and lean not into thy own understanding, right? Because, you lean onto your own understanding, you lean into your own heart, right? That word heart also goes into your mind. And what it says in Jeremiah, the 17th chapter, verse 9, the heart is deceitful and desperately wicked. Who shall know it? Roughly paraphrasing, right? Your mind is deceitful, right? It'll deceive you, right? That's why a lot of people move off emotions. When they move off emotion, they moving in the wrong, way, because they going out that deceitfulness that their mind telling them to do, or whatever the case may be, right? Then your heart and your mind being desperately wicked, you gonna continue to do those wicked things, or whatever the case may be. Right, that's why it's not good on our own understanding. That's why y'all gotta trust and pray to Yahweh Shah when you come across a situation, good or bad. Right, verse 6, he's saying, all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Right, and that's what the Lord did. Right, and I was still acknowledging Yahweh Shah. I still knew the name. Right, WF, I was preaching the correct name and things of that such. So I knew the name, so I was praying to the Most High. You're right, but I trusted in him, and he still, and he led me down the right path, right? So once again, Brakatah Yahweh for that, right? Very thankful for that. So I'll finish off with 1 Kings, the 3rd chapter, verse 9. He said, give therefore, I started verse 8. So it says, and thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen. Who the people that he has chosen? The Hebrew Israelites, right? So-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He said, great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding, heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this? That's so great of a people, right? So, we know right here, give you a little, talking about, discerning the people, right? The good or bad. But, right, I'm just bringing this out because the Lord had me discern, what was, the bad group as in a false group and a good group as in, GMS, right? And, without that spirit of discernment, I could have still been led astray right now. I could have still been, in the world, right? Because that's what I was doing when I was falling after those counts, right? But GMS matured me, right? Matured me, got me moving in the right spirit, and etc., right? And, very thankful, things of that such. Right, and Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson, just a quick little testimony, nothing too crazy. And with that being said, Brakatah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakakadash, double honor to the elder apostles, elder bishops, great millstone, shalom to the whole field elect, beginning of 144,000. Shalom.